Yeah, what's new on the streets?
So I finally got a chance to see Werewolf by Night, and okay, I was never really a big fan of Werewolf by Night. I think I have maybe read like one issue in my whole life. My whole experience with it is really the old Nintendo game. They should have made this in the 80s because Werewolf by Night is not what's popping right now. But I gave it a shot. I like horror stuff, I think. The story is pretty much this old hunter named Ulysses Bloodstone dies and they have a contest. Pretty much, all the best monster hunters in the MCU have to fight their way through this maze to kill this terrible monster. Whoever wins gets the Bloodstone. Which I guess can do all sorts of crazy shit against monsters, kind of like an Infinity Stone. I really thought I wasn't gonna like this, but there is a lot of stuff that impressed me. This was really the MCU first live-action foray into horror, so it had a lot to prove to me. I really like that they chose to do the entire thing in black and white. Well, except for the Bloodstone, that's always red. The black and white makes this whole TV special, or whatever it is, feel like a classic monster movie, and they lean fully into the universal monsterness. There are even cigarette burns in the film. The whole movie looks great. Especially the stuff with the Bloodstone, because that contrast of the deep red on the black and white is aesthetically pleasing. The story here is not the greatest, and the big twist that happens anyone could see a mile away. I mean, the main guy goes in there looking awkward as hell, so clearly you can tell something is going on. I went in really wanting some horror, and sometimes I actually got it. There is a surprising amount of gore in here. I mean, we have the horror checklist. Dismembered limbs. Burning people into skeletons. Ears bitten off. Slit throats. Swords to head. There's a lot to like here from a gore standpoint. But with it being in black and white, all the gore is just kind of muddled. It would have been a lot cooler if the blood was also shown in a deep red color, but beggars can't be choosers. The black and white hides the gore, and gives this a page 13 rating, much like how the Gremlins blood is green in Gremlins. People don't want to see red blood because that's scary, but you know, if it's green or grey, like in this, then it's okay. I really wish they would have leaned more into horror and made the monster in this actually scary. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's an existing character, and in here he has all kinds of powers that I definitely don't remember him having. They also take this very empathetic character and pull a Thor, Love and Thunder on him, where he is nothing more than a shade of what he actually is. I really wanted to like this. I am a huge Werewolf fan and was excited for something new, but they made the one mistake that a lot of werewolf movies do that I personally just hate. This werewolf looks like shit. Maybe it's just a personal preference, but I prefer an actual lycanthrope looking werewolf. Not one that looks like Aaron from Jackass when they gave him that fake pube beard. This werewolf looks like shit. So automatically for me that gives the movie -2 points. I really hope by the time this werewolf shows up again they do some shit like Man Spider, where more of the monster takes over than the man, because this shit just isn't it. All around this shit is just pretty mediocre. I would probably give a 1.5 out of 5. So watch it just to say you've seen it, so that when people are talking about it at the water cooler you don't look like a straight fool, but it isn't gonna be in my yearly Halloween rotation. So until the next Wolf Moon.